We're gonna pretend that we're cops. We're looking over here while these cards are another cop beating up a black guy, just to pretend we don't see it.
What cards?
Exactly what cards. We're gonna pretend we're like Jerry Sandusky. Rick Pitino, just look away. Anyhow, anybody here gonna vote for Barack Obama?
No.
Wow. Oh wow, you're gonna actually vote for a guy that wears magic underwear, huh? Okay. that sounds crazy to me, that we would elect a guy to run our country that thinks that magic underwear work. Just seems, use your bullshit detector, that's all I'm saying. I personally am not going to vote for Barack Obama because I think he's a bad decision maker. And we all should have known when he picked Joe Biden to be his vice president. Because I know if I were the first black president, I would have picked a lot better assassination insurance than Joe Biden. I would have picked the most trashy ghetto black guy I could have found to be my vice president. That way the sniper look left and see Flavor Flav! But I get it, Barack. You gotta pick a white guy. It's cool. But why Joe Biden? Why not pick a white guy everybody wants to shoot? Like the Situation from Jersey Shore? Maybe the sniper could get one of those JFK magic bullets and take out Snooki, too. I think I might be racist, actually, because I grew up around here. Just to give you an idea how racist it is around here, the other day I was at a stoplight and a car in front of me had a picture of the White House with a Confederate flag on top of it. It said, "Keep the White House white." This was a cop car, everybody. I got a summons to go to jury duty. My neighbor's like, "Just tell me, hey, blacks and Mexicans." I was like, I'm not going to do that, because not only is that offensive, but living around here, that's going to get me selected for a jury. If I said that, they'd probably make me mayor or some shit. So growing up around here, a lot of people try to say Modesto is where meth was invented. The Nazis invented it. And I don't mean the guys out in Keys or Salida. I mean like 1930s Germany Nazis. And granted, it wasn't invented here, but we did perfect it. Perfected here in the valley. And I said, what's the deal with tweakers anyways? How come everything they do is like this everywhere, except cross the street? What's the deal with that, man? So, why did God invent fog? So later he could invent fog hat. When you're watching a porno and the anal scene starts, do you ever fart just to make the scene that much more realistic to you? I think daytime TV is racist, actually. Because they say that daytime TV is geared for the unemployed, and 20% of unemployed people are African American. That explains why there's a one black lady on The Real Housewives. Because none of those other bitches be hanging out with her. When I was 13 years old, my Birds and the Bee speech from my dad consisted of, "Son, you ever see a good-looking hooker? You keep driving, because that woman's a cop." I went to Vegas for my 21st birthday. I was scared shitless. I thought all those bitches were cops. I had to go all the way to Reno to find hookers were safe. They're right there on the freeway. It's amazing. So I was trying to jerk off in the shower the other day. And I hit an all-time new low. You ever try to get a TV in the shower, by the way? That's pretty hard to do. And I hit an all-time new low because I waited that extra like 3 minutes for my hand to get all pruny so I could give myself a cougar. I even got like an old wedding ring, turned it around backwards. It's exciting stuff. And the water was hot too. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but when you climax in a hot shower, it tends to poach in the water like an egg in ramen. And then it's like, later that day I had to go to a job interview. It was like all crusted in my hands. I was like talking to the guy. You know how embarrassing it is talking to people, shit like that crusted in your hands? Yeah, let's pick it up a notch right there at the lake, huh? And I gotta admit, I'm getting a little bit older. The stuff I loved when I was a kid doesn't seem so cool anymore. Like, I used to love the WWF when I was a kid. And my favorite wrestler is Macho Man Randy Savage. I just love the way he talked. He was like, ooh, yeah. Macho Man, ooh, yeah. Wasn't until I got older I realized that Macho Man was just a tweaker fresh out of the pen. I think I got stuck behind him the other day at the AMPM. He was like, give me 2 bingos and a crossword, brother. And Hulk Hogan, that's another weird message to send to a kid, right? It's like you say your prayers, you eat your vitamins, you train real hard, nothing will ever defeat you or make you look bad. Except male pattern baldness, brother. Anybody watch Star Trek here? Nobody watches Star Trek, huh? Well, I get tripped out by the medical science on Star Trek, because it's the 24th century, you know, they can cure AIDS, they can cure cancer. But what's that, Picard? You say you're bald? Can't help you. And, as a Latino, I'm actually offended that there are no Latinos on Star Trek. There's no Lieutenant Commander Guerrero, no Ensign Chavez. You know, around, somebody had to build the Enterprise. And I told that joke at Star Trek convention, and his nerd stood up in the front row, and he's like, well, what about Bailana Torres? Wasn't she a Latina? And I admit that this guy is right. And for those of you that don't know who she is, she was a half human, half Klingon, chief of engineering on Voyager. She got pregnant, couldn't be around all the radiation on the engineering deck, so she went to go work in the galley. So you're telling me that the one Latina in the 24th century is a pregnant prep cook? Thanks a lot, Ram Jimmy. Have a good night.